Hey everyone, today we're gonna learn how to navigate between view controllers using push segue and apply it so we can navigate to the node detail view controller. So let's get started. In iOS UI kit development, we can implement this either using the storyboard way like this or programmatic way like this. But in this video, we will learn how to use the storyboard way like this. But first, we need to create a node detail scene like here because we haven't created in the previous video. So let's create that. So let's go back to our main storyboard right here and move to the bottom right here. We can see a blank space and we can create a new view controller or scene and place it right here below. And I'm going to add a new text view, UI text view, and placed it under here on the new view controller. And I'm going to click this text view and add new constraint. Maybe by 20 is okay. 20 all of the sides right here. And here we already have a new node detail view controller. And before we running, we need to make this view controller as the entry point, right? So let's try to click this arrow, moving right here to make this as a entry point. Or you can click this view controller and go to the attribute inspector and make sure you check this initial view controller. And if we hit run, you will see that we have a new node detail screen right here. Now comes the serious part. We need to add the segue from this screen, the nodes screen, to this screen, the node detail screen, so we can navigate from here to here. But the problem is, our starting point of the segue is when the user tapped a cell. So it is really according to which cell are being tapped, not a fixed button are being tapped. So the approach is a little bit different. A simple drag and drop segue from a button won't work. So here's the way. We need to tell the whole scene when the user tapped a certain cell from this scene, then do the segue with given ID and go to this detail scene with show transition. After that, we need to tell the nodes view controller when we select a cell, then we need to perform a segue with the given ID before. Run the project and see the changes. We need to set the initial view controller back to this view controller or navigation controller so we can navigate from the first screen. Let's hit run. And now we can see that our code is working, so we can navigate between these two scenes. So the next thing we want to do is we want to pass the data from the nodes view controller to the detail view controller itself. So let's go to the nodes view controller, and down there in did select row add, I'm going to create a dummy data so we can pass the data. Then we need to do the data passing preparation for the node detail view controller. So up there, we need to override the prepare for segue method. Then we need to check the segue ID is the same with the given segue ID before. And if I can get the destination view controller from the segue.destination and I convert it as a node detail view controller. So if I can get content text from the sender as a string, then I'm going to pass the content text to the content text of the detail view controller. If we build, we still fail because the node detail view controller.swift is still not exist yet, so we need to create that. So the next thing you want to do is by creating a data holder for the content text itself in the node detail view controller. So let's create a property, the content text with type of string optional. When it did set, I'm going to print the value of it or by using the breakpoint. So we can know whether the content text is being passed or not. And if we build and run, the error goes away. Before that, we need to assign the responsibility for the view controller Swift file. So let's try to assign the node detail scene to the node detail view controller Swift file. Let's build and run, and we will see that our content text is being set when we print object. We will see the text is being passed. And let's disable the breakpoint and let's continue. And let's try to hit another cell, and when you see, we got a new message. And the next thing is we want to show the content text to the text view itself. So let's try to connect this content text and display it to UI text view. Firstly, I'm going to delete this because we don't really need this closure. And I'm going to go to the main storyboard, go right here, and using the assistant, I'm going to do the connection a little bit faster. Then when the view got loaded, I want to assign the content text view text. So let's build and run and see our changes is working or not. So when we tap a cell, we can see the note is being displayed on the detail screen. Another improvement that we can have is changing the navigation bar to small. So let's change by clicking the navigation bar itself on the storyboard and set the large title property to never. Now if we run the project, we can see our navigation bar size is small right now. So in this video, we already learned how to navigate between two screens using push segue and pass a simple data around those two screens. And see you in the next video.